Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, I want to give a little update on everyone's favorite lipless lump of dick cheese, David Chipman. If you're not familiar with David Chipman, he is the stringent anti-gunner, the person who is completely against the Second Amendment, who Biden, for some reason, has nominated to head the ATF. Well, people have been wondering, how much closer has he gotten to confirmation? Well, I want to come at you today and say, well, there's actually some good news, because it looks like he might not be getting confirmed unless things change. Now, things can always change in politics, but as of right now, it's not looking good for this little lipless bastard. He just doesn't have the votes. In fact, in committee, when they were voting to advance his nomination, I believe there was a stalemate. And that meant that I believe he has to have another vote before he can actually go out to a floor vote. But even if he gets through that, and I'm not real sure about that part of it, I've read conflicting reports on that. I've actually seen stories from different major newspapers that give different vote counts on that, and different stories about what he has to go through now before he can get a floor vote. But even that aside, doesn't look good for him. Because according to Dick Durbin, who is the majority whip in the Senate, he doesn't have the votes. The majority whip, if you're not familiar, is the guy who goes around to everybody and says, hey, we want you to get on board and we want you to vote for this person. If there was a problem, he'd be the one that knows there's a problem. And he was basically said, Chipman's got a lot of problems, meaning there's people that aren't going to vote for him. I know Manchin and Tester are two people that have said that they will not vote for him, or they haven't said that they will. Let's just say that. They have refused to say they will vote for him, and which is saying you'll vote for the president of your party's nomination. That's the easy thing to do. So if you're not willing to say you'll vote for him, that pretty much means you're not gonna at this point. And what Durbin said kind of backs that up. In fact, I've seen stories that up to 4 Democratic senators are not going to vote for him. Period. And they can't even lose 1, much less 4. So right now, unless 4 people change their minds, doesn't look like it's going to happen. The very fact that Durbin, like I said, the whip, the person who's in charge of getting everybody behind a vote and getting everyone on the same page, if he's saying there's a lot of problems, that means people don't want to vote for him. And none of the Republicans are going to vote for him. Everyone from, super right-wing McConnell, who says he's horrible, to more centrist Susan Collins, who says he's been demeaning to the American citizens, blah, blah, blah. None of them have any love for this man. And they shouldn't. He's not a good guy, period. Not just on his opinions of gun rights. He's just an asshole. He's one of these, I'm a cop, I know best, you don't know nothing, you're a bunch of hillbillies preparing for the zombie apocalypse and don't know nothing about guns and don't know nothing about protecting yourself. You need people like me to protect you. And this might sound like I'm like a bunch of hyperbole here, but that's not far off from things he's actually said in hearings. That, it's a bunch of rednecks preparing for the apocalypse, most people who buy guns and blah, 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 and that he's got skills that those people can never possess. And when they need protecting, he'll protect them because he's the type of guy that can protect them. I wouldn't want this short, fat, lipless bastard trying to protect me for nothing. If my choices were to fight for myself with a pointy stick or have that asshole defend me, I think my chances would be better with a pointy stick, even if I was taking on a bear and 3 wolves. Because I don't see that little piece of shit being helpful for much of anything. He seems like he's got an awful lot of tough guy complex for someone who looks like a human toad, a buck-toothed toad. So I just don't know where that comes from, but it's, I guess, from his elitist attitude and working for Gabby Gifford, anti-gunners, they got a really high opinion of themselves. And they make a lot of money doing it, and that makes them even have a higher opinion of themselves. So I'm not fond of this guy, in case you can't tell. I do not want him confirmed. This was one of the worst things worst people Biden could have nominated for this position. I mean, I understand nominating someone that they think will enforce the law, but this is someone who is making his living being a blatant anti-Second Amendment advocate, working for the Giffords Foundation. Very anti-Second Amendment. This is someone who doesn't believe in the U.S. Constitution being nominated to head a very important agency. The only people I know that are actually supporting this guy right now are the far left-wingers and Biden, Biden is more moderate, so I'm not sure why Biden is supporting this guy. This has to be somebody that was forced on him by someone. Or he's like, who? What? I don't know. What am I doing? They're like, yeah, this guy. This is who you're nominating. Okie doke. I just don't think he knows what's going on. Maybe that's the case. Because it doesn't jive with Biden's past positions, so I don't get it. But like I say, far left loves him because he's completely anti-gun. He's anti-Constitution. Now, he did get the endorsement of, I think it was the Boston Globe. That's a very elitist newspaper. And they're like, he's the person we need. And the people that are trying to tear him down are the people who want to tear down the ATF in general. Well, yeah, because anybody who's pro-Constitution wants to tear down the ATF. It'd be one thing if they were just alcohol and tobacco, but firearms, Second Amendment says the government shouldn't be getting involved in that. So I don't like the fact that the ATF exists, period. I'm not even sure how much say they should have on alcohol and tobacco. Other than to say, print warnings on the labels for public safety and don't let 6-year-olds buy cigarettes, things like that. You got to be an adult to buy alcohol and cigarettes. That I'm okay with, but how much of an agency do they need to do that? There's too many private armies in this country anyway. ATF and Border Patrol and Homeland Security. It's like there's private army after private army after private army. I don't think we need the ATF. Especially not to deal with just alcohol and cigarettes. We saw how well it worked out the first time the government tried to get too involved in alcohol. They basically created the mafia, created organized crime. So good luck with that whenever they try to deal with something like that. So I just don't like this guy. Like I said, I don't know why he got nominated. I can't support him in any way at all. I can't support this guy. So the fact that it looks like he's not going to get not get put forward, he's not going to get confirmed, pretty good news as far as I'm concerned. That's almost as good news as winning a pro-gun court case as far as I'm concerned, because this guy would have been nothing but trouble. And they're all bitching about, well, the ATF doesn't have leadership, though. It doesn't need leadership. Doesn't need to be. Get rid of it. Let local police handle any big issues with alcohol and tobacco, etc. I mean, why do we need a big agency for tobacco? God's sakes. So I'm not sure. What are they doing other than running guns to Mexico all the time? And then going, ooh, how'd those Mexicans get all those guns? But like I said, I'm getting off track here talking about the ATF more than I am Chipman. But I wanted to just say there does appear to be some good news. It seems like at least 4 Democrats in the Senate understand what a horrible choice this guy is and are willing to not vote for him. So it looks like right now, at least at this moment, that he's not going to be confirmed. All right, everybody, if you remember, the other day we did a little contest where I said, guess the gun. And the gun turned out to be a Henry's mare's leg. It was a Henry 45 long Colt mare's leg. The gun that everybody was trying to guess what it was. And a lot of people got it right. Probably 20, 25 people got it right. And I said I would choose at least 10 people from the people who got it right, and they'd get a patch or something. So I'm going to go ahead and read the names of the winners. And I actually chose like 13 or 14 people because there's always some people that never get back to me, just ever. There's still like 2 guns waiting to go out to people who've never gotten back to us. But I'm going to read the names of the winners right now, and I'm glad to look down and read them because I didn't memorize them. At my age, I barely can remember to put my pants on, much less remember names of people. So, and I even told someone at a party the other night when he came up and said, what's your name? I was like, David. He said, oh, I'm David too. And I was like, yeah, both of us, but I still ain't going to remember your fucking name. So don't expect it because I ain't going to remember. But here are the winners. And I was being serious. Here are the winners. Ryan Warner. Jason Carpenter. And I think this is Lost AI 117, or is it Lost Owl? Like Owl's Lost or something. I'm not sure. 117. Marlon Doan. Jeff L. Steve Scarfia. Something like that. Derek Torres. Bra 94. I don't know if that's like bra as in like a bra, like he needs bra, or bra as in like, hey, like in like broing out kind of a bra. But bra 94. Hammer jockey, which I don't even want to pretend to know what that means. Lead on steel. X Adam 1. Fish 22. And finally, saving, I don't know, best worst for last. I don't know what this person is. Dustin Cornholio? Corn something. Corn Ellison? Something like that. But hopefully you know who you are. But those are the winners. So if I just announced your name, send me an email. In the subject line, put Mare's Leg Contest. Mare's Leg Contest. And mare is spelled M-A-R-E''S. And if you wonder why I'm spelling that for people, let's not go into that. But those are the winners. Like I said, if I read your name, please contact me so I can get you a little token sent out for being smart enough to guess what gun I bought. All right, everybody, I want to end the show today not only with our pet rescue of the day, but also with our viewer EDC of the day, since they sent me information on both. First, we have Peyton May, or Pepe, as they call her. I assume it is a her. I don't want to assume her pronouns, and he never mentioned whether it's female or male. But based on that judgmental yet condescending look that's being given there to the camera, I'm assuming that this dog has to be female, whether it was born that way or not. That's a female look, if I've ever seen one. But Pepe was rescued by Alan G. Alan G has also sent me a picture of his viewer EDC, and it's nice to see he dressed up for us. He wore his good tactical sweatpants, I guess, with his holster there, and his dress flip-flops, or tacty flops, I like to call them. I wear them every now and then myself. Try not to wear them so much anymore because I don't like the thing going between my toe. It's making my other toe numb. The toe next to the big toe, you know, the little piggy that, I think that's the one that went to the market, isn't it? This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy, no, I think he's the one that stayed home, I think. So I wanted to show his carry gun here. He carries a Sig Sauer P365. Now, he carries the one I like the best. The one that has, I think it's the SAS model, that has that bullseye sight. So there's no like sights sticking out the gun. The front and rear sight are integrated into the back sight. So you actually have that smooth, flat top to the gun. Like that a lot. Yeah, I'm afraid that gun might be a little small for me, you know, because remember, I think it's if you carry a tiny gun, you have a tiny penis, right? And since if you carry a great big massive gun like I like to do, it means you got your like a bull, right? Or is it the opposite? I'm not sure. But I wanted to show his gun there, and I wanted to say congratulations to Pepe, who is a lab husky mutt mix. Mutts are the best dogs. I mean, the best dogs I've ever had are mutts. Mavis is not a mutt, but she's a good dog too. But she's also more high maintenance and won't live as long because she's a full blood. But mutts are awesome. So I just wanted to say congratulations to Pepe for finding her forever home. And thanks to Alan G for giving Pepe a good home. And like I said, for dressing up nice for us for his carry picture. All right, everybody, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back again tomorrow. Until then, I just want to sign off, as usual, by saying, as far as the state of the world today is concerned, you know, it is what it is. It could be a lot worse, believe me, but it could also be better. And if we in the gun community continue to fight smart and hard for the Second Amendment and ignore the profiteers, the fearmongers, the fake activists, the people who just want to profit off of us and pretend to fight for our rights when they're really only serving their own selfish self-interests, if we continue to ignore those people and do things the right way, what things will be in the very near future for people who love the Second Amendment and freedom in general is actually better.